Hey guys, lost connection. It just fell. Sorry. Where were we? We were here. Thanks for still being there. It just crashed. We're in our hamstring stretch. So hips come back. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, okay. So just let you come back into that. I don't know how long you've been gone actually. I just heard the music cut out and looked up and the meeting had finished. So I'm like, oh. But I'm still here. So we just did the hip flexor stretch. So we're going to come back here. Okay, so just hold on to that. I'm just going to check that it's still recording. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. And remember to breathe. There's a little bend in that front leg, and then you can just take those hands forward as far as feels good for you. I love this stretch because you're nice and supported. You can really just ease into it. You're not having to work for it. Just let gravity do the work for you. And then release that by bending that front leg. And then you're going to come into a kneel. Okay, now if this is not comfortable for you, it's fine because I am going to be coming up into high kneel, standing on my knees like that. But if you're okay to start like this, okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of rotation, okay, through the upper body. So just pop both hands onto the edge of one thigh and then use those hands to push so that you're having to turn. Keep your head in line with your spine, so let your head turn with you. And remember not to arch your back. And then release that and go to the other side. So just use that traction. Push your low back out a little bit because it will twist a little bit more then. But you're looking for a twist from the mid back up. And release. And I'm going to stretch side body. So put fingertips down on the floor. Take the other arm up and just think about length. Okay, don't worry about going over for now. Just get length by reaching with that top hand. Keep the shoulder down. Okay, and then still trying to keep those fingers as high as possible. Start to lean, but it's not how far you lean over, it's how high you're reaching with those fingers. So you're creating length by reaching, not bending. This is a beautiful stretch for the side body, and I'm directly to the side. Make sure that the fingers aren't back behind you. If anything, they're a little bit forward so you can see them. Oh, I love that stretch. Same thing on the other side. So set your fingertips down, reach up, and just think about separating your ribs and your hip bones. Yeah, that's all you're doing at this point. Let's get that little tilt in the rib cage. Keep reaching, and then you can start coming over. But again, remember it's about the length, not about the lean, and breathe. Let's get some space in there. So, okay, back. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm groaning. I needed that one. Okay, so we're going to extend that stretch now. I'm going to come into the hips a little bit. So if you come up onto high kneel, everybody now, you're going to extend one leg out. Okay, and this is where your block may come in handy. You're going to just pop that there so you can lean on it. Set. And then you're going to come over. Now, don't let the hips fall back. Keep the hips pressing forward. And this is for the hips and side body. I love this stretch. Breathe. Just looking at about 3 or 4 long, big, steady breaths in these holds. Okay, now to release that, let the hips pop back behind you. You'll lose the stretch. Then I want you to take your hands in front of you. So you're in this position. So my back leg is still bent. Can you see that? Okay. But the other leg is still extended. And I'm going to let the hips come back. It is the most glorious stretch. If you can't hyperflex that knee that's under you, just take it further back on the mat. So it's basically child's pose with one leg extended out to the side. And then come on up. I do tend to focus on hip stretches because that's where I get really tight. So walk your way back up, and then while we're here, you're going to come back into that high kneel and then stretch over the other way. Still to the side, can't go as far, but it's right in the hip and groin in there. Just be there for 3, 2, 1, and take that through. Hips back, remember to come back safely, and bring that leg in. Do the same thing on the other side. So into high kneel, other leg out, nice and square. Keep those hips pressing forward and then over to the side. Wherever you are on the other side, to see if you can match that. It won't feel the same though, even if you're in the same position, because always hold more tightness in one side than the other. You're not completely symmetrical, so the joints are going to look a little bit different from left to right. So just welcome those differences. Just be aware of them. That's it, nice. Okay, let the hips pop back just to release that, and then bring the arm back through, out in front of you. Legs in the same position, and then take those hips back. 3 nice deep breaths here. And start coming back up, bring those hips back up. Walk your hands back in, nice and close before you bring yourself up. And then we're into that side stretch, a bit more intense on this side. So we're just here for 3, 2, 1, and release. Let's come back up, come into high kneel. I'm going to cup down again if you can, otherwise just stay up, standing on your knees. And then we're going to twist again. So turn. A little bit easier this time. Now we've put some opening into the hips. You can take the back arm further back just to extend, stretch a little bit. So push on that hand. Try not to let the tension come into your neck. Keep your shoulders dropped and breathe. And then same thing on the other side. Extend the arm back. So that feels good. And then back. Okay. I'm going to take you onto your back just to finish up. So slowly bring yourself down. Come onto your bum. Just use your hands behind your knees. Roll yourself down. Just going to do glutes and a little bit more of a twist. So lay with your back flat on the floor. Feet are flat on the floor. Feet are about hip distance apart, about foot. Just take your left ankle, pop it on top of your right knee. And then you're going to lift the whole thing up. Bring it towards you to a figure 4 stretch. You just want to hold on to whatever you can reach without having to really yank it or strain for it. Just pull it in. Just pull it in as tight as you can without creating any tension in the shoulders. Shoulders and head stay relaxed on the mat. Remember to use your breath. And then release that, but keep hold of that left knee, hug it in, let the right leg straighten out to the floor, and keeping hold of that left knee with your right hand, Set your left hand fingertips down on the floor somewhere to your left side, and keeping the knee up, pull it across your body over and let your left hip come up from the floor. You can hold on to the mat just to give yourself a little bit of break there. But if it can go all the way over so that your foot stays on the floor. Otherwise, just hold it steady. It's a bit of a spinal twist. And then release it and use your hands to come back up to center. And then we're going to do the figure 4 stretch on the other side. So just resettle yourself, make sure your hips are nice and square and flat on the mat, and then take the right foot up, cross it over, and then bring it in. Remember to keep everything relaxed. Oh, I'm much tighter on this side. And release the left foot down. Keep hold of that right knee, straighten out the left leg, and then pull that right knee over to the left while your right hand is still extending out to the right. So it might not need to go very far over for you to start feeling that stretch and the pull all through the hip area. So like I said, everybody's range of motion is going to be different in these stretches. Main thing is that we've just extended those ranges of motion a little bit by staying in those stretches and allowing the nervous system to register that you're allowed to take that movement that far. It's always looking to protect you, your nervous system. So sometimes when there's something a bit uncomfortable, it will put the brakes on. But then if you just relax there, just give it a moment, breathe, it will allow that new position. So release that, pop your hands back on the floor to bring you back up. You're going to hug both knees in and breathe. And then release the knees, set the feet flat down on the floor. Let's take a moment there. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your hips a little bit on the floor so they're shifting, and your shoulders. Just wiggle it all around. Smile. And then come around onto one side. You're going to slowly bring yourself back up to a seated position. So pause here and come around seated. Just reorient. That's it. Big breath in and out. Roll the shoulders. Another breath in and out. And there you go, guys. You're nice and stretched. I do this every so often. Thank you, Terry. I do this every so often. I throw it in as a freebie to the program I run for exercise classes online on Zoom, for which most of you are familiar. And you're welcome to come and join those. But thanks for joining the stretch today. Let me know how you feel.
Thank you.
Thank you.